Good afternoon, people. This is Big Red Truck, and I'm coming to you live. Alright, here's something I want to talk about that'll make a difference in y'all's future. And Big Red Truck is all about people making the right decisions from the first time, and not about down the road regretting everything they did. Alright? And I'm speaking from experience on this. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit because I'm not particularly happy with the... There we are. That'll work. Alright. Now here's what I'm talking about here. And I'm speaking this from experience. I've got a buddy, and I'm not going to name his name or anything. He doesn't do YouTube and stuff like that. But I'm going to sit there and say, he was going to go to a company. He was going to leave Trans Am. And he's going to go to another company. But he didn't do no research behind this company. And I kept saying, man, do your research beforehand. Well, finally, I talked some sense into him, and he did some research. And with that research, made a huge difference in the fact that he was going to go for that company. Now, I'm not going to list no names, but I will say this. They start with SRT. He was going to go with them, and he was going to go be a driver and everything. But I said, man, YouTube is a huge tool. YouTube is a big tool. It'll help you make a good decision and not regret what you do at the, later on down the road. Or right off the bat, just depends. So he actually hopped on to YouTube, typed in reviews, whatever, for that company. And he's like, dude, no, thank you, man. He said, you saved me a lot of bullcrap just by doing research, doing reviews, looking up the history of the company, looking up who owns the company. And y'all think that don't make a difference. Believe it or not, it does. For instance, SRT is owned by Covenant Transport. Now, some of you SRT boys out there going, either agree with or disagree with me. But when it comes to working for SRT, you're basically working for Covenant. Yeah, Covenant kind of forces more toward the teaming aspect, and SRT is a little bit more solo, but it's still the same. If it's different, put it in the comments below, alright? But anyhow, like I'm telling everybody, man, do y'all's research on these companies. You don't want to go into here and regret everything. For instance, CRST. I was going to go work for CRST. After doing my research, I decided against it because I'm not much of a fan for teaming. I don't really like somebody I don't know in the truck. And doing lease purchase or owner operator, this was before the fact that I'm going owner operator now. Doing lease purchase with them, they're going to kind of force you to train. And I don't. I mean, I would train. I had no problem training people. But I don't think I'm physically fit to train somebody. I learn shit every freaking day out here. I learn new stuff every day. No accidents the same. No driving patterns the same. No road is the same every single day. And you drivers that say it is are liars. And I'm straightforward with that. Every single day, these roads out here change. Every single day, people change. Alright? And I don't particularly want to put somebody else's reputation and life on the line. Alright? It's okay to put my own life on the line. It's my life. It's what I'm going to do. Alright? And I agree with anybody who believes in that. I don't believe, just like Werner, man. And I know I'm going all back and forth on this video, but I want to tell y'all some very informational. I want to put some real good content down, alright? Werner, 3 months in a truck, you can train somebody. 3 months experience, you can train somebody. Now tell me how that makes any fucking sense. Excuse my French. Tell me how that makes any sense at all. It don't, does it? You don't know anything at 3 months. Hell, you probably ain't even used to the truck yet at 3 months. I mean, yeah, you know how to pull the knobs to hit the air brakes, put it in gear, whatever, you know. You haven't even dealt with your first tire blowout in 3 months, probably. That's a whole new ride on itself. Especially you blow one of them fucking steer tires. That is a ride, boys. Coming from experience. It's a ride. It's a hell of an interesting ride at that. A truck pretty much wants to go any fucking where it wants to go. And it's worse when you're loaded. Because you got that momentum pushing you. Real easy jackknife, boys. But anyhow, 3 months experience, you can train people. CRST, 6 months experience, you can train people. That's a little better. That's not great, but it is a little better. I believe that you should not train somebody without at least 5 years over the road. And out of those 5 years, I recommend 3 of them being in a manual. Now y'all like, what's the difference between a manual and automatic? Manuals and automatics are few and far between. It's different turning a knob or putting in drive and going than somebody locking their brakes up in front of you and you having to hit a clutch, downshift, hit the brakes all at once. You're like, whoa, yeah. It's different. Trust me, my experience. But what the point of this video is, if y'all want to go work for these other companies, y'all want to go work for a carrier, do your research. I've been doing a lot of good videos, a lot of very good informational content on Trans Am trucking. Way back when, I didn't have YouTube or the other companies I worked for. I would sit there and do reviews on them, but I didn't do YouTube back then. So I'm sorry, guys. I know I let my viewers down because I've worked for a couple other companies. I actually worked for Elite Trucking. They run a flatbed. They were a damn good company. I should have never have left them. I worked for Federal Materials. That was running on my Class B side and on my Class A running a dry bulk tanker, but mainly my Class B running a concrete truck. I didn't do YouTube videos. Sorry. I'll actually do some reviews on some of them companies later on down the road because everybody wants to know about my content. And since y'all have subscribed and everything, hopefully you know when Big Rig gonna put new videos out. Damn straight. But anyhow, like I say, do some research before you decide to make that big step with that carrier. Watch YouTube videos on them. Look up the reviews overall. And always go, if you do go in these companies, go into them. Number 4, go into them with an open mind. Don't just adhere to what they're saying. Listen to the big points. Like if they say they don't pay, or they don't pay you, they're late on paying you, they have a problem paying you, you don't get safety bonuses or shit like that, maybe steer away from them. But if it's just like, oh, it's the bullshit, you know, I got, you know, this guy just, just bullshit, go in there with an open mind, alright? But do the research to know what you're getting into prior. Like always, this is Big Red Truck. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the flip-flop.